All right, we are recording. Today is April 24th, 2019. Jen and I haven't got to connect in a while, so it's nice to see you.
You too.
Thanks. So today we're just going to talk a little bit about how we think that your health can affect your productivity and share some of our personal experiences and some tips on that. I think it'll be pretty cool. So, Jen, do you want to get started on one of your topics that you wanted to share regarding this?
Sure. Well, I know everyone talks about, oh, I'm so busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. Well, there's a difference between busy and being productive busy. So the way I view it is for me to be productive, setting those goals and prioritizing what needs to be done throughout the day to feel like I'm being productive. Because I could make sure I'm busy doing something, whether or not it's the appropriate things to be doing for business or however. So I try and only look at the days per day instead of weeks ahead to month ahead. And I like to strategize, okay, what is most important for my business, what's most important for my family, and I make sure I mentally take note of that. I used to be one to put everything on paper and didn't feel like I accomplished anything if it didn't get checked, and so just having that freedom of not being held to a list, but just knowing that, okay, today's Wednesday, I've got these 5 things that have to get done
Totally.
for a certain amount of time. So to me, there's a difference between, oh, I'm really busy, or I'm being busy and I'm productive and getting things done. So it's how you perceive what you feel like productivity is.
Yeah.
So being that we're health coaches, we always look at the foods. And so you and I know that if you're going to eat crappy, your mind goes crappy and you get sluggish, and not only mentally and physically, but your emotions can get sluggish and just run down. And so the overall health is not just what you're eating, but the primary foods of everything else with sleep and your relationships and everything can be kind of draining and keep you from being productive. And just a lot of stuff goes into the whole wellness of being productive. So
Absolutely. And I love when people are motivated and hungry and, they like to stay busy and achieve their goals. But if you don't have your health in the best alignment as possible, or in my opinion, if you're not focusing on your health while you're focusing on all the other success and the goals and everything, then I do really think it is a roadblock. Like you mentioned, you feel yucky mentally. That's where brain fog comes into play. When we're reliant on caffeine, when we're not in balance, getting enough sleep, it all ties in together. And I know for me, I've had many times in my life where I didn't feel at my best, or I was concerned about maybe some of my own health issues. And it does bring you down. I mean, it's discouraging. I know for some people they get depressed. Some people withdraw. And then it's like when you're not feeling your best, I think it affects your confidence too. And so, in order to be alert, be on your game, attack your day, go after your dreams, your goals, your opportunities, you want to feel confident. You want to feel your best because you don't want the extra. We already have life and kids and marriage and obligations and family and whatever going on. But if we're not feeling our best in what we can control, then you just have that extra, like ladder to climb and roadblock. And right, it's so important.
yeah, I know, like my business is a home-based business for now. So for those that are in the corporate world and working, 50, 60 hours a week, if you're not exercising, if you're not sleeping properly, it's going to cause more stress. And then that stress, like you said, can lead to depression and just mood swings. It's not balancing your day. And so I think if you can establish a routine of, okay, well, this is a time that works best for my exercise before I go to work, or I'm going to do it in the evening to de-stress for my whole entire day.
Yeah.
And so I feel like if you can get that in the morning, it just kind of sets the pace for the whole entire day of how your energy flow is. And you're going to be more ramped up to do more for your employer and maybe look at your work differently if you have that clear mind. So exercise is really important. It's not just for immune system, it's for the bones, it's for your mental clarity, it's for just overall strength, mentally and physically. And so if you can develop a relationship with exercise at a time that works best is key. um, Sleep. We spend probably 90 minutes at night in non-REM sleep. You want to be in the REM sleep. That's where all the retention of information, it's where your creativity comes from. So you really want to adapt to proper sleep techniques to sleep through the night. Because if you wake up and you've only had 3-4 hours, you're dragging and you don't have any energy, and then you don't want to say hello to anybody, and you're relying on that coffee to get you going. And I just, sleep is key. It's really important to have that sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And mood's important. I love how you mentioned prioritizing. I'm big on that too. Whether you're working for yourself as an executive, or if you're working for an employer, like you mentioned, this is a win-win, and increasing your health, increasing your productivity. It really does work. It works if you have employees and staff to get more done. It works if you're a commission type of income, real estate agents, certain sales positions. The more you produce, the better you are. So prioritizing is super important, because if you can delegate some little things, or just remove them out of sight, out of mind completely. I know sometimes my list will get too long, and if I just kind of cut out some pieces, at first it's hard to do, but really it does get off your chest, and out of sight, out of mind, it is true. It's just like, done, don't have to worry about that anymore. And doing what's most important, I love doing that at the beginning part of the day, because then it's not weighing on you all day. I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. And, we only have so much decision-making mental capacity. So if we use all of that up in the first part of the day, we're kind of already commonly less strong by the end of the day. That's why they say for important conversations and relationships and stuff like that, maybe not to have them at night when you're tired or when you're hungry. So you really want to get your biggest task done as soon as possible. I love how you mentioned exercising in the morning, because in my opinion, exercise doesn't need to be so much of a length of time or so many days a week. It needs to be something that you're going to do, that you enjoy doing, and getting it done. It is a priority. Your health is a priority. So in the morning, you can't call people if you're in sales or
Yeah. You were talking about.
What'd you say?
The screen goes up, so I didn't hear you talking. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm going to cut you off. Continue.
I'm sorry. Did you
you're fine. No, I was just going to talk a little bit about statistics. I know I'm saying that word right, about the workplace and how it kind of triggers with health. And I thought it was really cool. So those who eat healthy are 25% more likely to have higher job performance. Those who exercise 30 minutes 3 times a week are 15% more likely to have higher job performance. I thought this was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're cutting off on me again. Healthy people take fewer sick days, which is work absenteeism went down 27%. So if you're eating right, sleeping, and exercising, and doing all these things for yourself, your work productivity goes up, and then the employer is even happier. So then you can go and say, okay, well, according to the Quantum Workplace Report, employees are 14% more engaged when given time off to recharge. So go tell them, look, I'm working really hard. I need some time off. Then I will give more to you. 10% more engaged when provided healthy food options. So tell them you want a buffet of really cool foods for lunch. And 18% more engaged when provided time for healthy activities. So tell them you want Tai Chi and yoga in the workforce, and you can take those breaks and do something fun. And 18% more engaged when provided a flexible schedule. So tell them you want to work from home more so you can be more connected to family as well. So I need time off. So I just took, my kids were home Friday through Monday, and it was just really cool to sit back, enjoy them, go run and do some errands, do some activities. It was a lot of fun. But I just feel like everybody needs that, no matter if you're working from home, no matter if you're working 50, 60 hours a week, you need to take time. And so talk to your employer. Tell them, look, I want to be productive, but you need to add more stuff for me in my health.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and ultimately it's our own responsibility as individuals, but when health is incorporated in the workplace, it's awesome. You know, you're sick
mhm,
less often, you've got less doctor bills, less medical, and then you can focus more on what makes you happy and what you want to do instead of the worry of what's going on with my health and my doctor and I can't get in until this month and da da da. So sleep is important, avoiding brain fog, not being dictated by your cravings all day. You know, if you need sugar and you need a soda and you need the gas station, you know, donut or whatever, it's so time consuming, right? Just stopping and going and getting all those
mhm,
little things. So, um, having healthy snacks, you know, prepped up vegetables, some fruit, making sure your hydration will give you energy. It will keep you alert. It will minimize cravings. So proper hydration is really important as well.
mhm. Well, our brain consumes 20% of our body's energy. So if you're eating all the sugary foods, the fried foods, you're just going to get slowed down real fast. And I thought it was really cool because they are full of trans and saturated fats, they make our digestive system work harder. So that does reduce levels of oxygen for our body and so in our brain. And we need to stay clean and clear with our food options so we can give our body and the brain what it needs is that energy.
Mhm.
So if you're poopy all day, your attitude is going to be poopy and it's going to affect your workload.
Yeah.
So it's really important to pay attention to how you're feeling and how you're working, how it affects your work.
Yeah, exactly. And you know how you were talking about things that consume energy. So when you do work on the computer all day, your brain consumes, I think it's like 40% of your energy as well, just thinking and being on the computer. And so, you know, sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. They're like, I didn't do anything. I just worked on the computer all day. Well, yeah, absolutely. You're exhausted. Your brain's fried. You know, it sounds like you were productive if you were on the computer all day for work. So it's important to work hard, be mindful, you know, like you said, your family time, sleep. I know I've mentioned that 3 times, but it's so important, you know, because if you're not getting enough sleep, your hormones get out of whack. It's hard to make healthy decisions. It's hard to be your best mentally. And then people are more likely to be reliant on caffeine. And, you know, you want to have good organization skills, good time management skills, and just know that focusing on health will help you achieve your goals and give you more opportunities as you want to expand and grow and be motivated. And we live in a great universe where sometimes opportunities are endless. So as long as you know you've got your head in the game and your priorities right, you know, don't work overly like a maniac. You still have to have time for family. I think that's extremely important. So
Mhm. The healthy food options I would suggest would be good sources of protein, whether it's plant-based, beans, good meat source, powders, all your fruits and veggies, a good healthy carbs, your fats, water, your proper vitamins and minerals that you need, and sleep and exercise. But another one that you can always do is meditation. So if you stressed at work, clear your mind and just take a few minutes, turn your back to the computer and just close your eyes and breathe. Set a timer for 10 minutes and you will feel so much better when you turn back around. You'll be refocused and you might find that you have more energy to be more creative. So that's all. It doesn't take very, you don't need an hour of meditation because then you'll fall asleep and then you'll be like slacking all day. But 10, 15 minutes. And it does help revive the energy flow.
it does.
It really does because it gives your mind a break. You
Yeah.
just go and drift away somewhere else.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's just, you know, the advantage of implementing more self-care. I mean, even if you were to just take a break and do some stretches, that is energizing. You know, drink some water, sit down and eat a healthy, energizing meal packed with veggies. It's energizing and you feel well. You feel confident. You don't feel like, why did I eat that? I shouldn't have ate that. Now I'm tired. I mean, our metabolic syndrome and our insulin, food just plays such a role. And, that's why it's like after lunch, most people are just zonked, from the insulin's response. So just very important, this, again, any field that you're in, any type of work you do, I think the better focus you are with your health, the more increased you're going to be, and the more sense of happiness you're going to have with your work. Getting your labs checked is super important for so many reasons. Just the worry of, what are my levels? Where am I? I haven't been to the doctor in a long time. That's taking energy away that could be going in a better direction, a more positive direction. And then when you do check your levels, if you know something's not right or you're feeling off, checking your levels can help you kind of tweak, your path and get you back on track. So that way, you're more inclined to be closer to optimal health and be able to get back on track and stay focused with what else is important.
True. Because we're health coaches, we watch what we do, we watch what we eat, we watch how we do our self-care and all that stuff. But we do have our moments where we get stressed and we are overworked and we are scattered. But it's being mindful to be aware of that, to bring yourself back to one place and refocus and start again.
Absolutely.
And just because we have the health coach title doesn't mean that we're the healthiest 100% around the whole, circle of life, but it's just something that you strive for daily. And once you establish that routine and that practice of whatever it is that helps calm you and revive you, make that part of your daily activity. So, stretching in the workplace. So, if you're sitting a lot, you're not getting the circulation. It's going to affect your legs, it's going to affect your back, and then before too long on your shoulders, and then it goes up here, and you're like, stretch. It's also good for the joints. And so, just get the energy flow and the blood circulation, and you want to stay productive, and your employers want you to be productive. And if, you just working from home, we want to be productive too. And we don't want to be sluggish to where, oh, I have to go on the computer again, or, we want that energy to be great at what we do to help other people. And that's what you're there in the workforce to do, is to help other people. And, view how you see, what is productivity to you? Is it just staying busy, or is it actually making a list and getting it done?
Yeah. And that's what we really want you to take away from today's podcast is, like Jen said, what is productivity to you? Is there anything you could delegate? Do you have any health concerns that have gone unchecked? Do you think that you have brain fog? Do you have cravings that are interrupting your time management during the day? Do you have work-life balance? Do you have your work separated, your workspace? So all of these are things to consider, but if you could just focus on one area to focus on for the next 7 days, imagine the percentage of productivity that could increase just by making a small change, whether it's more vegetables, more fruit, getting to bed earlier, getting more sleep, adding some more exercise, cleaning out your workspace, having the energy to do that is needed. The mental clarity is needed. So, just try to do one thing to increase your productivity while increasing your health, and then, share with us how that worked out for you.
And just adding, like you said, more water, because that can cause a lot of issues too.
Yeah.
Dehydration can mimic hunger. So if you're craving all the time, increase your water, and, that might be all you need for a week, and try that and keep that going and add something else, but get rid of all the processed food. And it's really hard, but that's where your irritability comes from, your fatigue. All that icky stuff is in the processed foods. So keep the mind clear, keep the body clear, and just have a clear week.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's it. That's all we have for today, but it's been a while since we were here on Zoom together, so I'm glad we did. I'm sorry for any technical difficulties that may have been recorded, and we'll figure out how to work through those before our next one. But increase your health, increase your productivity, and have a great one.